Welcome to Evergreen Conversations, a breakthrough audiovisual storytelling medium that serves as a platform for news, entertainment, sports, and culture. My name is Freddrell Green, and today on our show, we're going to be talking with another creative from the Atlanta University Center, just like me. He started his own multimedia production company before he got to college. And since then, he's been doing a bunch of great things in the community, creating films, telling stories, and collaborating with other creators on the campus of Morehouse and other campuses in Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, Caval Spearman Jr. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Appreciate you, bro. How you doing? And first, before we get started, I'm just gonna say thank you for the platform. Been seeing the work you're doing since you got to Morehouse and beyond. Um, great platform, and just appreciate you just having me on today.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. Talk to me about the story, bro, about of Opinionation. Like, how did Opinionation get started? What was your hook into this media game that we got going right now, man?
Yeah. So Opinionation, that's my media production company that I started when I was 14 years old. Out of Chicago. That's where I'm from. And pretty much, I started because just interesting story. It was just not a lot of good positive content in the areas in which Black people thrived in, where I was growing up, and I felt like my entire goal with Opinionation was for people's opinions to change about the essence of blackness, and that would rule the nation. So that's how I ended up coming with the name Opinionation. But I really started because I did a media production like broadcast journalism program when I was like 13 years old. It might have been like my first few weeks in freshman year of high school. And I had a mentor. His name is Clement Townsend. Shout out Clement Townsend. And he pretty much was influencing me to go bigger and go better and go deeper with the talents that I already kind of poisely had. So from there, just having someone that kind of supported the journey of making me a better artist when it came to photography, videography, journalism, speaking on the camera, he influenced my decision making in media, right? And how media can enhance the perception of reality and tell stories through the lenses of media, right? So I started doing YouTube. I started doing more production work, and from there, I really just fell in love with the idea of growing this entity, which was Opinionation, into more than a YouTube channel and more than just a person on the camera talking. So then I started storytelling. I was always a photographer. I was always a videography, but then I started scaling the company and doing more with it, and that's what led me into acting, directing, producing, writing, storytelling, and that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since. And that's like my passion. That's the thing that I want to do more than anything. So,
Right.
the foundation does a lot of different things, and it probably will for the rest of my life and my kids' life. But ultimately, the goal of the Pain Nation is to really just give more Black artists opportunity to be successful, give more Black stories a platform to grow,
Yeah.
and give more people an understanding of how diverse Black people actually are. And it's more than just a negative. It's more than just what we see on the day to day on social media or in the culture, in music. It's more than that. So that's pretty much the landscape of Pain Nation and why I did it.
So you mentioned how you got your start, particularly with like broadcast journalism. That was your hook into media, and then you did the YouTube, and then you expanded it. Uh, was there any one was there any one direction as far as like what type of media you wanted to do? Like, did you want to be a journalist? Did you want to be a filmmaker? Did you want to be a like a social media influencer or something? Or did you just have like a bunch of different interests?
Honestly, I never really had like one foundational. I was so young, bro. I didn't have a foundation of what exactly I wanted to do. It was more so like I just knew I wanted to tell stories, and I knew I wanted to show people the different versions of black people. Like for me, I was one of the only people in my high school doing what I was doing. So for me, that was already unique in itself. So I didn't really think of a social media influencer or a host or a broadcaster or a journalist, even though I might have been doing all of those different things. It never really resonated with me, probably until the pandemic, on what exactly I wanted to do to start off my career, which ultimately led to me being a director and being a producer. Um, and that's what I really started my niche on, even though I did a lot of different things. So starting, I probably would say I was closest to like a broadcaster and a host. Just with the YouTube platform and me going to every sports event, interviewing players and doing all those different things. But ultimately, it was never just that. It was more so about just getting myself out there and really just showcasing what I could do with the company
Hmm.
and where the company was going.
Yeah. So it's interesting also, like, for me, I started the same kind of a similar way, but it wasn't like I started my own thing. I had a mentor. I still have a mentor who recruited me into like a broadcast journalism program in high school, and I was working at a radio station with him. I still come back every now and then to volunteer and give back and work as an intern, but it wasn't necessarily geared toward having me start my own thing, right? It was about helping me find a way to utilize my voice to influence other youth, to inform the community, and also become a better critical thinker. But with you in particular, you took the entrepreneurial route, like from the rip. Why is it that you wanted to do your own thing, particularly at such a young age? Why is it so important for you to keep doing your own thing and not rely on like another platform to give you a voice and you be beholden to that platform? Because I feel like starting at your own business at 14, that's a very mature decision to make.
Yeah. I think personally for me, it was always about giving the voiceless a voice. I never really saw a company or a platform doing what I was doing uh, when it came to the sports, when it came to the entertainment, when it came to the social justice aspect, when it came to photography, videography, broadcasting, journalism, writing, storytelling. There was so many different things I was doing at once. I just feel like I wanted to make my mistakes as I went. Um, and as a young person, I think I was always just very independent. I don't even really know why I started doing my own thing. I think it was just my personality trait, and that, with the help of my village and my support system, really just took it to another level when it came to building a company. And then from now, why is it important to do it from like this point on? Is if not me, then who? That's how I look at it. I've always thought about it that way. Um, it's
Mm-hmm.
so many great black artists. There's so many great black stories. There's so many talented individuals. But when are we going to become a collective? And that's the biggest reason that I feel like I continue to push Opinionation the way I do. It's never just about me. Like, I never started Opinionation because of my own merit of trying to be successful. I generally started because I did not see a lot of positivity when it came to media and it came to social media and influencing the black culture and the black community. So I wanted to do something to at least help influence that, like impact it in some type of way. And now, going into my senior year of college and trying to figure out the next steps, is so important for black artists to put themselves in positions to be successful and not rely on the industry and not rely on corporations to push you. Sometimes it's just going to take you versus you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I just learned that at an early age. And now I'm just looking to continue to develop it and take it to another level. But it was always just about making the next person, making the next artist better than the generation before, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that is generally the beauty of starting your own company, because your company should never be just you. It's never just about you. I
Right.
mean, the person that starts everything, but the thing that keeps it going, thing that keeps it pushing is everyone that falls behind and leads behind. So that's how I look at Opinionation.
Right. So let's jump into like some of the stuff that you've been doing with opinionation since you got to Morehouse. You came in and actually it was my freshman year, your sophomore year. You had this was a separate. You did something with the theater ensemble. I remember. It was the first production that y'all put on at Morehouse in like over 40 years. Like I took pictures at that event. You also released a film, Am I Okay? I remember seeing a lot of promotion about that on social media. And you've sort of geared more towards film. Like that's kind of like what like if I've heard of Opinionation on Morehouse campus, it's the film aspect. That's what I've seen and that's what I've like heard of the most. And you talked about all these other things that you were doing before. Is film like the pathway that you want to go on now? Is that your calling?
Uh,
Is that it now?
yes, I would say yes, because I think sometimes as artists we get so caught up in doing everything that sometimes we don't master anything. So I always thought about what I wanted to master first, what I wanted to devote myself to first, and honestly, film just called me. Film really helped shape the company and change my trajectory in my life. So I definitely would say film um, has a sacred place in my heart. And I mean, I get called to direct and produce more than probably anything else in my life. Even though I act, even though, you know, I do photography, videography, and all these different things to means to an end to build a company. Directing and producing has never left my side since I pretty much started the company. So I definitely would say yes to that. Um, Going forward, you'll probably see more of that than anything else. Although I do so many different things, I definitely think film is the route and the gear to my pathway of success as we speak right now. God will dictate everything else, but what I'm truly passionate about is directing and producing and acting, storytelling, and writing. So I definitely think that's more catered to film, even though I study in theater, even though I love theater and I build an entity through theater as well through Morehouse campus. I think film is just a place that has really just gravitated um, my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But we also offline had a conversation about why you chose theater in particular
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not the CTEMS program at Morehouse, which is the film program or the screenwriting program. And I kind of don't remember a whole lot about what you said, but if you want to expand and tell my audience why it is you chose theater in particular, which is uh, a more regal approach to the storytelling aspects that you have, uh, go ahead.
man, that's a great question. I think I get this question probably more than any other question regarding my artistry at Morehouse College. Personally, when I came into Morehouse, I was a C10 major, pre-C10 major, right? My freshman year, and my freshman year was a hell. It was a
Yeah,
extremely difficult situation. Um, just coming from an inner city and trying to figure out college and do a lot of different things. And I actually was suicidal my freshman year. And
wow.
I was going
Sorry,
through
I'm
so
sorry
much.
about that.
Nah, man, it's good, bro. God has really saved my life, bro. So, I'm open to being able to talk about it now. But I mean, I was really down bad my freshman year when I was doing a lot of different things in regards to just life. And one of the first things I was doing with Opinionation when I first got to Morehouse was photography and videography. And I was doing it with a lot of different organizations, but it just my heart was just so heavy, bro, that I never really got a chance to really devote myself to anything my freshman year outside of staying at Hubert in the dorm and trying to build some friends and relationships. So I didn't really devote myself to pretty much any field of study. Um, I had a 1.92 GPA. I was contemplating going to film school because I knew I loved film and I thought that was the only thing that I was good at in this world. And it was a lot of different elements to my life that just was not being satisfied through the course load and through what I was doing long term. So I thought the best route, because of my trajectory at that point, was to do something artistic through the coursework, right? So I started trying to figure out what that looked like. I started trying to figure out, did Morehouse offer anything that aligned with any artistic experience that I knew I was passionate about, that I wanted to do long term in my life. And I remembered I was 16 years old. I did my first ever stage play, Romeo and Juliet, here, back in Chicago. And I played Romeo. And I remembered the moment of how I felt when I first got on the stage. We had sold out for 3 days. Right after, the next day was the pandemic. And it just changed everything. But I feel like if I continue to do theater, I never knew what would happen with my career, my path, because I was acting at that time. So I chose to give it another chance when I got to my spring semester of my freshman year, with the help of two of my closest friends at Morehouse, my best friends, Hakeem Pratt and John Sidney George. They helped push and influence me after me doing a stage play in Camden, New Jersey, to become a theater major. And that alone kind of set us up to build Morehouse College Theater Ensemble. Morehouse doesn't have a theater department. We all know that, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Struggles with preparing artists beyond Morehouse and showing up for Morehouse artists. So we knew we had to do something about that. And theater has been, a beacon of light for me since that. That gives me a lot of struggles. It gives me a lot of doubts, and it gives me a lot of challenges. But it also prepares me as an artist more than probably anything else I've ever done. And that's why my love for theater is so strong. And I'll forever love theater, and I'll forever be a part of theater. I one day hope to be on Broadway one day and really just take it to a whole other level, telling more authentic stories about blackness and the essence of our creativity and just our stories alone. So theater has definitely been a huge, huge outlet for me personally, because it started me off as a freshman to now being a senior, being able to really authentically tell stories and only get one chance, right? Theater,
Mm-hmm.
you get one chance. You get one act, you get one take in front of the crowd, and you have to perform. You have to take the story to the next level. And that's the one thing that film can't do for me, right? It can't do it for anybody. You get all these different takes to create. In theater, you have one take. And I just was thinking about all the artists that came before us, that studied in theater, that moved to different elements of art, and why theater is so powerful for black people. Why theater is so powerful in general. Um, so one of my
Exactly.
goals is to make Morehouse have a theater department one day that can work in conjunction with Spelman and Clark to make it a pipeline to places like NYU, to Yale, to Broadway, to even Tyler Perry Studios, or things that are going on in Atlanta. That is ultimately the goal. So I knew theater needed hope. I know theater needed support from black men. So I took a chance, and I said maybe that was the best decision for me. And I think it's turned out really good. It's panned out well.
Wow. Like that, there was so much that you said in that about your own personal journey. And I really like how you went back, like choosing theater instead of something like so modern or sophisticated like CTEMs or journalism or anything, going back to the root of storytelling, human storytelling, theater. Uh, I feel like that's a very cathartic decision to make when it comes to, the fact that, yeah, like you said, you only get one shot, and there's just a level of interaction when it comes to that level of storytelling that you don't find with anything else. It takes me back to a thing that Denzel Washington and Sam Jackson, they would always say. People always call them film actors, movie stars, but they started in the theater first. That's how they identify themselves. They're theater first. Uh, but with that, I also wanted to ask you, man, because I feel like the approach that you have and other people have when it comes to that way of storytelling is kind of not dying, but people are forgetting about that, particularly because of AI. Machines, technology, that's controlling the way we tell stories now. It's taken away from like the human element. So in this world of AI, man, how do you plan, or how do you intend to like continue to tell authentic stories, human stories, black stories, with technology looming over all of us and the threat of human stories being at risk?
You know, my grandmother said something to me when I first pretty much started creating. She said, "Keep on living. That's how you get better. Keep living. Keep loving to live." And honestly, only time will tell how stories will be told going forward with all the social media influences, all the AI, and the way we tell stories. I think the best way for artists to stay great is be authentic, man. Tell the stories that you know that are true, that are ambiguous, that are stories that nobody really thinks should be on the TV, but they are, and they connect to people, right? There's so many different things that people go through on a day to day. That could be a story, right? That could create another lens of how we perceive things to be. So I think for me, it's just honestly being deep in life, you know, connecting with different people, being a people watcher. I tell people that all the time. You gotta go and live a little to be able to be an artist.
Mhm.
You know, that's the biggest experience in being a writer and being a storyteller. You cannot put yourself in a box just because the world might throw a box at you, right?
Hmm.
AI is not us writing. It's not us telling our stories. So I never fear AI because at the end of the day, people need people. No matter how we look at it, we are on this planet to shape the next generation of people that come beyond us. So for me, I know for a fact the world is revolved around the power of people. So if I'm able to experience life and go through life with the right people and the right support system and the right experiences, I guarantee that I will be able to continue to tell stories the way that they were meant to be told.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Get the basics down. But talk to me about some of the stuff that you got planning, man. Opinionation is still growing, and you still are touching every aspect of media. So let the people know about what you got going on in the future. What does the future of Opinionation look like? You said it's your senior year. So what do you plan on doing to cap the senior year off and take it off to the next level after graduation?
Man, that's super, super thankful for that question. First and foremost, Opinionation is about to take a whole new leap of faith and prosperity with the art that we do. So we're actually about to start a podcast under Opinionation called Under the Lights Podcast. You'll see that very, very soon, as well as social mixers that help people showcase the essence of blackness through the young experience. So we'll be recording DJ sets, creating live experiences for people to just have fun and experience a safe environment to be able to just enjoy life and be black and have a good time with their friends. And we'll be doing that. I actually just did one in New York for the 4th of July. So we'll be doing those in Atlanta. And also, I'm going to continue to do films. I got another film coming soon. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also directing a film right now here in Atlanta that will definitely take it new heights. I'm super excited about that project. So it's a lot of different things going on, man. I also got a dance show that I'm doing
Damn,
in February. Yeah, man.
man.
It's a lot of different things that will be taking this place, but definitely continue to check out Paid Nation LLC on Instagram to continue to just see what's going on, as well as just connecting with people that know what's going on. Word on the street is it's a big year for everybody in art. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about just taking new heights and just continuing to expand. Um, so
Mhm.
yeah, man.
Hey man, dance show, podcast. I mean, I got the podcast, but I don't think I'm elevating at the level of an Opinionation, having a dance show and all that other stuff, man. So I mean, it takes time. It takes time. Yeah. But talk to me, man, because I feel like this last question. it isn't just about me, but it's about other people that are trying to do what we do. How do how does someone who wants to do their own thing with this, with anything really, but storytelling in particular, get to do it at a level like Opinionation or greater on their own?
I think the first thing is knowing what you're doing it for, right? Why would you start your own thing, right? And then devoting yourself to it every single day, like not taking a day off. I think I talk about opinionation at least 100 times a day, like minimum every day, because it's a thing that needs to ground my life. One day I wanted to take care of my bills. One day I wanted to take care of my family. One day I wanted to take care of the universe. So I have to devote time and energy to what I want to do. And I think that's for anything that you do in life. It takes time. It takes a level of commitment and discipline to be able to execute these plans and these ideas and these concepts. And that's the beauty of art. Um, Art is within, it's lived within. It has to live inside you. That passion has to be fueled inside you every single day in order to wake up and be an artist. So for me and anybody else that wants to create and do your own thing and create your own platform, invest in yourself. Number one, take time to get better every day, whatever that is for you. Devote yourself to the craft and go back and really research the people that have came before us to be able to execute these things and these ideas, and then do it your way. Do it your way. I think it's so many beautiful entrepreneurs out in the world that are doing so many magnificent things. So it's definitely possible, and there's no scale to how great you can be. Right? That's you versus you. So for me, I always thought about it as how can we be better um, from a cultural standpoint? How can we be better from an entrepreneurial standpoint? And how can I help influence people being better each and every day? And that starts with me being better. So I definitely think, for anybody that wants to do this, like beyond just media production or just, hey, you got a company that you want to start, do it. I mean, we live in a free world, in a free country, and it's only you versus you, man.
Not
So
entirely
keep
free
it,
right now, but I guess.
man. I know,
Yeah,
right?
definitely, man. But yeah, hey, thank you so much, bro, for coming on the show, for sharing your story. Uh, it definitely gives me something to strive for as far as what I want to do with my business. And I hope that it does for everybody else. So once again, I appreciate you, bro. And thank you for listening to Evergreen Conversations, a breakthrough audiovisual storytelling medium that serves as a platform for news, entertainment, sports, and culture. If you'd like to continue supporting us, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow our Instagram page at greenlit_media, or you can also connect with us on LinkedIn at Greenlit Media LLC. Thank y'all so much, man, and y'all stay smooth.